Y'all, I am so excited to actually play with my berries. For whatever reason, I got in the mood to open up this save again. And I really wanted to share with you all what has been going on in the berry family, because I think the last time you all saw them, the twins were still toddlers. But as you can see, Hyacinth is old.
Shut up, you dickhead, now fuck off!
And so I have a lot of explaining to do. But before I do that, I really wanted to go over the entire history of the berry family if you are new here. However, if you aren't new to this family, I will put a timestamp up. That way that you all can skip ahead in the video. But starting off with Eden Berry, she was my mint gen sim and the berry family's matriarch. She got married to Jace and had 2 kids, Crimson and Ruby, Ruby being the eldest, as well as our heir for Rose Gen. Ruby was a little bit of a whore and may or may not have cheated on her high school boyfriend with her future husband and baby daddy, and that person was Graham. Graham is the father of my yellow gen heir, Saffron, and Saffron got married to her high school sweetheart, Ashton. They had 3 children together biologically, and then Ashton got abducted by aliens, and so he got pregnant and out popped Polara. However, she was not our gray gen heir. That was actually the eldest child, Sterling, who kind of followed in her grandmother's footsteps and was a little bit of a hoe. I'm not gonna lie, she had a lot of failed relationships and ultimately ended up realizing why, and that's because she was already emotionally invested into her relationship with her best friend Daniela, and that grew into not just a friendship but a romantic relationship. And so with all 4 of her significant others, she had at least 1 kid with. And so then that leads me to Plum Gen with Hyacinth. He was Sterling's eldest child, and originally he wasn't going to be the heir, but I didn't want to wait for any of the other kids to age up, so I chose him. So to go over Hyacinth's entire story, I figured I would just go ahead and show you all the screenshots. So Hyacinth grew up in San Myshuno, but Sterling moved the family over to Newcrest. And then when Hyacinth aged up, he moved back to San Myshuno. And to be honest, the reason why is because he loved partying, DJing. He loved all of that stuff. It was a really good hobby for him. And besides comedy, it was a really great creative outlet. And here's his cat Periwinkle, who was basically a street cat who just chose Hyacinth as its owner. I love her. She is so freaking cute. And because Hyacinth's apartment was very, very expensive, and so Octavio became his roommate, who was an aspiring actor, and there was some tension between the 2 of them, but I'm pretty sure before anything happened between those 2, he met Ember at the gym, which, yes, the exact same day that they bumped into each other, sweaty, nasty, working out, they kissed. And then I think the same day or the day after, he kissed Octavio as well. Hyacinth was going through like a little phase, I don't know. And actually, they ended up woohooing together, which was a little bit awkward later on down the line. I don't know what happened here, if I'm being honest. I think someone died, but it looks like he's, you know. And here's Octavio flirting with Hyacinth. They had really good chemistry, but I loved Ember so much, and I think Hyacinth really did too. And this was me just messing around with poses. It kind of just represents the love triangle between these 3 I love so much. And then Hyacinth finally graduated university. He studied comedy and entertainment, but because everyone around him was telling him that it wouldn't work out, he did fall back on science and medicine, and so he became a doctor. And finally, here he is getting engaged to Ember. Now, before this even happened, there was some drama going down with Octavio, Hyacinth, and Ember. So because Hyacinth and Octavio had this little friends with benefits sort of thing, whenever Hyacinth brought Ember around because he was actually serious about her, Octavio was really jealous and just made things super awkward between all 3 of them. And so eventually Hyacinth just kicked him out, and then Ember shortly moved in. And there they are sleeping. I love them. I think they just woohooed because she is sweaty. I don't know. I don't know what this is. I got like mods for kids and toddlers, I think. I don't know what this is. I don't know what. Look at that face.
Hello there.
That is terrifying. And here is kind of the tipping point of where things went wrong. I'm pretty sure Ember was pregnant with the twins at this point, and Hyacinth was aging up into an adult. The 2 then officially tied the knot after the kids were born. And I think this was actually at a nightclub where Hyacinth used to DJ a lot. And now this is one of the twins. They have been born and they are toddlers. This is Phoenix, my heir, and that's her with her sister Solstice. So freaking cute. Like, just look at her little face. Like, so adorable. Okay, and now here is where things took a turn for the worse. So since wanting to follow his dreams and be a comedian, he quit his job and moved his family to Del Sol Valley, and he spent majority of his time partying, networking, going and staying out late at all hours of the night, and Ember was just so over it. So many times he'd be throwing parties at the house with his like 3-year-old children trying to sleep. Ember having work tomorrow, taking care of the kids, like, he was so oblivious to his situation and the fact that he was a husband and father. So Ember decided to ask for a separation. That way that she could decide whether or not she really wanted to save their relationship, which was really up to Hyacinth and if he would change his behavior. But disaster struck as per usual when it comes to me. The twins, you remember, these ones back here, Solstice and Phoenix. Yeah, Solstice got taken away from social services. I was literally having my Sims make food, and yet I guess she got a little bit too hungry and the game said no. And so yeah, my sweet little Solstice is gone, and Phoenix had to grow up without her twin sister, which they were inseparable, mind you, so it was so sad. And so here is Phoenix all grown up as a child. I think at this point Hyacinth moved out and went to go live with Octavio, who also lives in Del Sol Valley and actually made it as an actor. Oh look, okay, this is around the time that Hyacinth actually put his ass in high gear and decided to finally be a father. And it was so cute, look at that. I love it. And here is Phoenix's birthday party, which was also a tipping point for Ember and Hyacinth's relationship. They kind of mended fences and decided that they wanted to get back together. And so here, finally, is Phoenix all grown up as a teen. She is so gorgeous. I love her so much. This is actually her best friend, Lotus. I love them so much. Look how cute. I'm just obsessed with my Sims, okay? I'm sorry. Right here is where Phoenix walked in on her dad, I think using the bathroom or something like that, which was a huge shock to her because to her knowledge at this point, her mom and dad were still separated. But it turns out they really weren't. And so right here that morning at the freaking kitchen table, he proposed to Ember, which is so cute. And of course she said yes. And then Ember asked Phoenix to be her maid of honor. And then she asked Sterling to be the officiant at the wedding. And she also said yes. And then Phoenix being Phoenix, the night before her parents' wedding, she decided to go sneak off to a club with Lotus. And she got into a fight with some random. Lost, mind you, and then paparazzi were there. Granted, her father is a famous comedian, and I think at this point he was like famous for his own comedy special and like TV show or something, so she really messed up. And the fact that it was the night before her parents' wedding too makes it all the more worse. But finally it's wedding day, and because they eloped their first marriage, for their second wedding, they really wanted it to be super special, and so they did a destination wedding in Tartosa. Here's little Phoenix walking down the aisle, so cute. And then Hyacinth, he looks so good. And then finally Ember, I love her so much. Like, oh, look at my babies. I swear. And Sterling, looking at these photos again, it makes me want to cry. Oh my god, they messed up their first kiss. Oh, that was so sweet. Stop! I'm gonna cry. Look at my babies walking down that right there. That right there. I'm sorry. Happily ever after? I think so. The reception, them cutting the cake and everything. And then Asai, who actually, Asai was supposed to be the heir until I chose Hyacinth over her. But she is so pretty, and I love that she's just right in the middle of their arms in the screenshot with them cutting the cake. It's like beautiful special moment, and then she's just ruining it. And finally, we are officially caught up. Ember and Hyacinth here age up into elders. And so now we are caught up to a present day. And Ember has embraced her little like 60s looks. I love it so much. She is so adorable. Who's calling, honey? Major Greer? I don't know who that is, but okay. And of course, Phoenix is still a teen. I really think that for her gen, I want to start it as a teen. And my plan is for her and Lotus to get an apartment in this city, paid for by Hyacinth because he is kind of rich now. However, it will come at a price, so I think that even though he's going to pay for the apartment and sign the lease and everything, Phoenix and Lotus are going to have to keep their grades up, and she will have to somehow, some way pay for the rent. I don't know how that's really going to work, and I don't think she does either, which might be another reason why she kind of ends up living this life of crime. See, look at her. She's also mean too, which is Another reason why she's gonna be living a life of crime. But I have finished all of Plum Gin, so really fast, let me go ahead and read over the rules so that I can share with you all what I have accomplished. So the description of Plum Gin says, you've always been good at anything you tried. It's hard to choose a career, so why not try a few? You work as a doctor for much of your life, but as an adult, realize that your true dream is to become a professional dancer. You quit your job and join the entertainer career. Basically, you're an indecisive oddball. Hyacinth's trades are genius, non-committal, and dance machine. His aspiration was a Renaissance sim, and I actually forgot to mention, but he did work in fast food while he was in university to try and help pay for some bills. And then after uni, he became a doctor, and then once he became an adult, he became an entertainer. And so the rules are master dance and 2 other skills of your choosing, and achieve at least level 8 and 6 skills. Hyacinth actually mastered 4 skills besides dance, and got his DJing to level 9 and painting to level 8. So he did more than enough to finish that part. He also completed the Renaissance aspiration. Then sadly, he did get divorced and later remarried to the same sim. Thankfully, him and Ember are happier than ever. And then lastly, you must live in at least 3 different worlds over the course of your life. Like I said, Hyacinth grew up in San Myshuno, and then Sterling moved them to Newcrest. Hyacinth then moved back to San Myshuno, and eventually moved his family to Del Sol Valley, where they currently reside. So with that being said, I've officially completed a Plum Gin. I am halfway through this challenge. I've been doing it for well over a year. I think in like October or something. It will have been 2 years, which is sick and disgusting. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it when it comes to the berry family. I have quite a bit of work ahead of me before I can even play with Phoenix. So if it's a little bit before the next Not So Berry video comes out, then just know that's kind of why. But thank you all so much for watching. I will end this video right here. If you haven't already, like the video and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And I will see you all next time.